You wanna know how I got these scars? Acne? How did you know? What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am a rather tall fry, your reviewer for the day, and we will be taking a look at the Medicom MAFEX The Dark Knight Joker 2.0. And I cannot tell you how excited I am to play with this. This is actually the figure I wanted the most from the MAFEX line because, to those who haven't seen my last review, The Dark Knight is my favorite movie of all time, and Heath Ledger's Joker might just be my favorite movie villain of all time. He had so many people doubting his casting, only for him to blow all their minds with that legendary performance. Rest in peace, Mr. Ledger, gone but never ever forgotten. Anyway, this is Medicom's second attempt at a Dark Knight Joker, and based on the promo images of the first one, I think they did a mighty fine job upgrading the figure. Face paint, accessories, maybe some parts of the sculpt. I think the only area that the first one and even the SH Figuarts versions did better is the polo shirt. Like, both just really nailed the hexagon pattern while the 2.0 just got rid of it completely for some reason. From the front, we can see everything the figure comes with. Dark Knight Trilogy, you got the ha-ha-has, and aww, a happy Batman. On the top and side, same stuff, vandalized Batman. But on the left side, we see the Joker card at the end of Batman Begins. And a vandalized Batman. At the back, promo images with the Joker labeling himself. Yes, what a very Joker thing to do. Silly goose. And they all feature what's better with this new 2.0 version, face sculpts and accessories. At the bottom, not important, except the hollow sticker. And now, let's take a closer look at what this clown prince of crime has to offer. The figure stands at around 6.5 inches tall, and let's take a closer look at it, shall we? First, taking a look at the head sculpt, which is one of the major differences between the 2.0 and the 1.0, I have to say it looks really, really good. Like, you can see the pixels from the face printing tech, and I thought that would bother me, but it's not really bothering me as much as I thought it would. Because, MAFEX, this was made in 2018, so I guess they were still trying to figure out how the whole face printing tech works, and now we're at a point where it's way, way better now, so I can forgive them for that. And they got a lot of things right. The white makeup, kind of smudged up black on the eyes, and then the red smile. They ticked all the boxes, and I think that works great. The hair is green, very green actually, and has some dark wash to bring out some individual strands, which I think works really well. But as we can see there, the ears are not painted. You have some streaks of white to indicate that like he applies his makeup quite messily, but as you can see, that is different from that. The colors, no, those are very different, and this has a kind of sheen to it, so it's kind of not painted. But taking a look at this part, however, the neck also has some white makeup applications, which is a nice attention to detail. MAFEX, great job. Now I also have to say, this does not look 100% like Heath Ledger's Joker. It looks more like a dude cosplaying as Heath Ledger's Joker. When you look at him from that angle, yes, it looks a lot like him actually, and maybe even from the side because of those scars and the nice paint applications. But like straight on, it's like, is that Heath Ledger though? I can't pinpoint exactly what it is. Is it the facial structure? Like it's not super spot on because the paint application is amazing. So I guess it has something to do with the head sculpt itself. One thing that I will say I am sure of though that kind of throws it off for me is the hairstyle or the hair sculpt. Like it looks a lot like a wig, and I also looked at some reference photos. Yes, there were a lot of scenes where he had these strands of hair on his left side, but I don't think it was always stuck to his face like that. It would usually be floating. So maybe that's what throws it off for me. But other than that, it still looks really, really good. Joker, Joker, Joker. And I guess one thing that maybe they could have done to make it more movie accurate is that it's not pure green. His hair is not pure green. In a lot of the scenes, especially in the interrogation scene, there are streaks of brown, and the green is mostly most evident at the tips of his hairs. But I don't want to be that guy. This is still an amazing Joker sculpt. I love it. Then here, one of the big differences with the 2.0 version is that the shirt, the polo shirt inside, is not quite accurate to the movie. It's supposed to have like lots of hexagons in a certain pattern, but now they just replaced it with like a bunch of diamonds and squares in some other pattern. You can see the vest details quite well. Yes, very good. Nice sculpt, buttons, pockets, and then there's a slight wash to it as well to bring out the creases. You can see, if it could stop hiding in there, there is a real chain. That is a real metal chain. And the pants are also quite well good looking. They're striped and they're actually textured. Those stripes are textured, not just painted on, so you can feel them. And they run all the way down to the pants, pant bottoms, pant cuffs. Yes, there are some creases there, and then even some points of shading in there. Then the shoes, you got some laces, not the most detailed thing. They got some design patterns there on the sides. Trademark and DC Comics at the bottom, no peg holes. And then you can see the sleeves. They also have, and the coat. The sleeves and the coat both have sculpted in wrinkles and slight washes to bring out those creases even more. You can see also that he has an inner suit or coat which is movie accurate. Thank you. We also got the purple gloves, some line work right there, and then also some holes for where buttons would go through. A well proper sculpt for the Joker's attire. So after taking off the sleeves, you can see a little more of the details they put into this inner coat lining. It also has some washes and shading to make it look like it's folded or creased inside, even though it's going to be primarily covered by the Joker's body. They could have not painted that, but MAFEX decided to do so. Medicom MAFEX, yes. And also some other hidden details you can see. As I said earlier, some wash and those to bring out the creases in the vest, but also at the back, and that looks really good actually. Black washes in proper areas where it will really look like the vest is a little crumpled up at the back, even though it would be covered by the coat. I wonder why they put that much detail into something that would be covered the whole time. One thing to note is that while Joker's wearing his purple coat, a lot of his articulation will be hindered from anywhere from the arms to the diaphragm joint and even the legs, so take note of that. To go over the figure's articulation, he can look up. Without taking his head off, he can look up that much, which is not a lot, and then he can look down that much, which is actually a lot. Tilt a little bit. He has to go forward a bit all around. Not much neck pivoting, like the neck does move individually, but not much separate from the head. Arm goes up to almost 90. Double jointed elbows, up and down wrist hinge. You're not gonna get a lot of shoulder movement. So that means crossing over will just be that much, as tight as you can go, and then back that much. You can go forward that much, so almost 90 degrees, How about that? And back that much, but it will be hindered because that trench coat is very long and will get in the way of the legs. So you can only go so far. It's not like he's doing any acrobatic poses anyway. You have drop down legs, boop, some slight thigh swivel, so he can kick straight forward like that, which is really good. Double jointed knees, but he can only reach 90-degree bend. It's not gonna get any further from that. Ankle hinge, not too much because the pant cuff will get in the way. Not that much ankle rocker either. It's decent. Actually, yeah, it's pretty decent. And then you got toe articulation. So right here, we have Joker's holy grail of accessories, and boy am I glad that MAFEX decided to make a 2.0 version, because we wouldn't have a lot of these if we were just satisfied with a 1.0 version. So let's take a look at the biggest of the bunch. This is his Bazooka, and what I imagine to be where all the paint apps went. Because you got the browns, the blacks, the silvers, the grays, and the greens. And what's more, you can take this off and make it look like he actually launched the rocket, which is really good. It's a really well painted accessory, well sculpted, and it can work a lot in your shots. You have this pipe from the final scene where he's fighting Batman with the dogs, and yeah, it's a pipe. Like, what else am I supposed to expect from it? Here is his fast firing pistol. It has a really long clip. You have the silver, black, Maybe you could have textured the handles or given a little more color, but it's all good, you know. I'm quite forgiving when it comes to accessories. Here's knife number 1. Yeah, no, I have no idea what kind of knife this is. It's the one of those pop-outy knife with the button. Here's knife number 2. It's it's another pop-outy knife, or is it a slidey knife? Like knife number 3. I know that this is a butterfly knife, and if you tell me I'm wrong, I'm gonna kill you. I am a Filipino, and this is called a balisong where I come from. So, this is what that is. Yes. I don't even remember Joker using something like this. Maybe it's just in that scene where they were lining up all his knives on the table when he was in jail. But yes, what a nice accessory to have. Let's take a look at this machine gun. Okay, this is rather plain, not gonna lie. It's gray, but it has good sculpt. Like you got the part and the clip and the barrel. You even have a stock which you can't unfold for some reason. That's a bummer. But yeah, it's just a straight up gray. They could have added more. Now let's take a look at this alternate head sculpt. And I will be brutally honest this time. I like this head sculpt less than I do the other one. But ironically enough, I'm probably gonna end up using it more in action shots. He laughs and smiles a lot when he fights. This looks even less like Heath Ledger's Joker to me because when he laughs, he's supposed to be like squinty-eyed, right? And a wide open mouth. That would be more iconic as a Heath Ledger's Joker. You know that laugh in your head. And yeah, this is just I guess from one specific scene where he's slightly smiling. At least they got that yellow teeth in, so that's a nice attention to detail. But yeah, this is not Heath Ledger. Still good on the paint apps though. We have his handful of Joker playing cards. Those are the 3 individual Joker cards that he comes with. This one is the exact same as the one in the deck of cards. I'm not entirely sure what scene that's from. This is the one from the end of Batman Begins, where they tease that the Joker is coming in the next movie, so that's quite iconic. And it's also the one at the side of the box. 3 individual playing cards that could get lost just from a fart. Then we got these. Some spiked shoes. I had no idea Joker was part of the Kingsmen. It's kind of a strange angle actually. The holes are right there. Instead of straight down, they put it like as if you're actually inserting the peg as if it was his foot. And if I remember correctly, when I was trying to put these on, it was one hell of a tough time. Voice crack. And it was not a pleasant experience. It was way easier to put on the shoes he already had on. But nice detail on the spikes. I mean, it's silver, so that's pretty much how it was in the movie. Now let's take a look at his alternate hands. He has quite a few alternate hands. He has 2 splayed out hands, 2 knife holding hands, 2 card holding hands, and 2 trigger finger hands. And you can guess what each of them are for. I noticed that there are some parts that are beginning to kind of chip off on me. I'm not sure if that's a factory defect or that's something I did or that's something that ended up happening to itself because it's already kind of old. Also here on one of the hands, there's quite a noticeable flaking effect happening on the gloves, though thankfully under it's also purple, so I don't need to worry about recoloring anything. But that's still kind of a bummer because it it is quite noticeable even in the pictures that I take. So maybe not use this hand quite too often, or I'm gonna have to cut some of those excess parts with an X-Acto knife, so be wary if you are getting it too. Another thing is that the joints don't exactly have a lot of room, especially on the wrist, and you already saw what happened to the head, right? Just ploop. But also on the wrists or the hands, because a lot of it is covered or taken up by the sleeve or the cuff of the sleeves. So whenever I try to put on any of the hand accessories that aren't the fisted hands, it won't feel like that they're actually stuck. Like there's a certain degree of friction that you can feel like if you pull on it ever so slightly, it won't just come off, but they won't be as firm a friction fit as they were with the fisted hands. So you can see they can be quite tricky to put on and quite easy to take off, which is not always ideal, but it is what it is. And now for some size comparisons. Here he is next to the Dark Knight 3.0 Batman. Here he is next to Two-Face. Here he is next to Cop Joker. Here he is next to DC Collectibles Arkham Knight Robin. Here he is next to the Black Series Darth Maul. And here he is with the Marvel Legends Miles Morales. In conclusion, This MAFEX Joker 2.0 is a huge, huge step up from the first version, I would imagine. Fantastic paint apps, great body sculpt, and tremendous accessories. I think he has even more than Batman. The flaws that stick out to me the most are the likeness to Heath Ledger, or lack thereof, and the hands being hard to put on and easy to pop off. Still, it's an excellent figure, an excellent Dark Knight Joker figure. Comparing it to the Batman 3.0, objectively, Batman's probably better. The details on that thing are just woo. But subjectively, come on, man, it's Joker. Like, I'll say I love them equally. For now. For now. Tune in next time as I review the Mafex Cop Joker, and something that every Dark Knight figure collector was asking for. So if you like this video, please feel free to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and be kind people, I guess.